welcome back to The Rush. It always is good times when Condo Leo stops by because we get to learn about, of course, real estate, but we also get to do our favorite part, which is bad MLS photos. Photos that real people out there put to sell their properties. Leo, how are you?
Great. How you guys doing?
Good, thank you. Now we're going to talk about specifically today getting your home inspected.
Yes.
Now, should every home buyer do this?
Yes. For what I find is for houses, 100%, you got to do an inspection. That's a no-brainer.
Why?
Well, the inspector just can go everywhere in a house. He can go underneath. He can go on top of it. They're pretty much the decision maker in it. They won't tell you what to do, but they give you so much information, it really makes your decision. There's so many things that can be hidden in a house. They don't have strata minutes that tell you what the problems have happened.
Oh, of course.
So they really have full access to the house, and it's from A to Z. In condos, we've seen some people do them, some people not, depending on the age and depending on just comfort level. The realtor might even suggest to someone, no, I know this building, don't do it. You got to make that judgment call yourself.
You got to really trust your realtor when you're making that kind of, you know.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes
not to say some realtors are shady.
No, none at all.
How old would you think you would want to maybe get a condo inspection? 10 and up?
Well, you know what? After 10 years, you're out of warranty, so for sure after 10 years. But you know what? Even if it's a year old, you still probably want to do it. I recommend, it's all your comfort level, but I always recommend doing it because it's a peace of mind thing as well. Once you've had that expert go through, you know, he's approved this, this, this. He won't say yes or no, but he'll say, these are my concerns, these are the pros, these are the cons, here's my suggestions, take it from there.
I got my place inspected, and honestly, spending that much money, I got a car inspected before it just seems responsible if you're going to be spending, prices here in Vancouver are so high.
Yeah.
To know what you're getting into.
And you know what, for $400 or $500, for it to tell you that, what if they found something horribly wrong? Well, that was worth it. Yes, you got to go spend that again on your next one, but hey, good thing you didn't go through with it or whatever the case.
And what about pre-sale? Would you say, I mean, there's so many pre-sale condos that are coming up in Vancouver, especially right now. So would you say that once you got into your home, it might take 2 years to build? Yeah. Right? It's brand new. Would you think that people should still go and get an inspection, just make sure they got everything they wanted? It's
funny, the inspector that I reached out for with a lot of these questions, he just emailed me and I said, what's the age limit on something like this? He said, I just walked into a brand new condo, inspected it, they were still building the sidewalk or something, and he found something wrong with a water heater or a boiler or something, that if they didn't catch that and fix it, they would have voided their warranty.
Really?
So luckily he caught it and they would address it and it was fine. But, even on a 2-month-old condo, there are human error that happens because when robots aren't building these things to perfection, things do go wrong.
And plus we are in Vancouver, and I had a place inspected that I was considering buying it before I bought my home, and it was a leaky condo, and I never would have known.
There you go. And inspectors now with condos, they have a lot more experience in it, so they literally, they'll spend half an hour outside looking at the building. No, they're not going to scale the walls, but they're going to be able to give you a good impression. There's really very experienced inspectors that have done so many buildings downtown. I actually asked one, I said, what do you think of this condo? And he knew it. And I was like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. Yeah. Once I started asking specific buildings, he's got the answers. This guy's experienced.
So how do you find a good inspector?
You got to reach out to people who've done them before. I mean, I'm not saying that a giant company is better than an independent broker, or an independent inspector, but you just interview them. What do they do? Are they going to read your minutes for you? Where do they go?
Are they? Because minutes are really boring.
Is it important to read your minutes? Yeah, I couldn't do that either.
You know what? For them to read your minutes is great because you're not an engineer. They're going to look at the engineer report. The inspector we had on the weekend, he has a background in engineering. So he's literally looking through every possible aspect of the minutes, which is super comforting for me even because I'm not an engineer. So I can't really tell you too much about it. There's all different comfort levels, but he can really dissect it and give you an idea. So experience, what they're going to do for you. Some inspectors just do in the suite. You want one that's going to go all over the building. He's going to tell you in advance to call the strata and say, hey, I need to see the roof, I need to see the boiler, I need to see the electrical rooms, and that's good.
And that's so important. I had an inspector that did do all of that because you want to look at the exterior of the building, especially a roof when you're buying something in Vancouver.
Yes, exactly. And strata companies have now caught on to it and they're charging $50 to get on the roof. Right. But it's $50 well spent because you want to have a look at it, and if he's got that experience in condos, he's going to tell you what his opinion is on the roof, if it's safe, if he sees any issues, things like that. And you want to know that. It's just like when you go to do a house inspection, he's going to go on the roof and tell you what he thinks of the roof. Yeah, Leo, in 15 years, this roof needs to be replaced. So it's the same for a condo. I mean, you're going to have to do work on a condo just like a house. It's just on a grander scale.
And what do they typically charge to do a home inspection for a condo?
For a condo, the guy we used on the weekend, David, he charged $350 for a smaller one. I think he goes up to about $400 400. For a large condo, you can get up to around the 500. So it is a reasonable cost as well.
And do they give you a report? Should they give you a report of what they've looked at and what they've done?
Oh yeah, that's about like. For a condo, at least, in a house, are like this.
I didn't read that part either.
The best thing about them is they usually have them in sections, and you can literally just go to the summary of each section and comb over it, and you'll sit there for 30 to 45 minutes, sometimes maybe even longer, and he'll dissect everything he found with you. They've got pictures now, and they're taking little shots of everything, so you really get a full analysis of what you're looking at.
I think it's money well spent.
Absolutely, for
100%.
that peace of mind.
So, I mean, do I recommend a inspector for a one-year-old condo? Probably. I mean, it's, again, if you don't want to spend that money, I can't force you to, but I'll probably make you sign something that says you were comfortable with an inspection even though you didn't do one, because I would like you to do one. Okay,
let's talk about a feature building that you have today. You found something...
Feature listing.
Listing. Yes. Something inexpensive in Yaletown. Now, I've never heard of something...
I don't believe you.
...inexpensive in Yaletown.
No, it's the lowest priced condo in Yaletown right now. 200
square feet is my guess. I haven't looked at it.
475. 475, and you don't get a kitchen.
Square footage is 400 square feet.
Okay, 400 square feet.
Yeah, it's 288, 800.
Oh my gosh.
Building's 18 years old. Parking, it's got 133 strata feet, so it's actually pretty reasonable.
So is that the Murphy bed?
No, that's just I think that might be the closet or something, because I think they have a bed in there. There you go.
Okay, there we go.
And the funny thing is, you look at this listing, and a lot of, I wanted to bring this up because a lot of times we're talking about renting versus buying and things like that. So for this condo, 5% down is about $15,000. Okay, you've got a 3% interest rate, 25-year amortization. You're looking at about $1,370 mortgage payment, which actually is affordable for some people. So you don't need, a lot of people are like, I can't afford, I'll never afford. Even if you don't want to move into that, it could be a decent investment if you want to get a renter. I think they're getting $1,350 a month rent.
Rents are high in Yaletown.
Yeah, which is not bad. So 5% down is low. If you have a little bit more, you're lowering that. You can still get longer amortization periods depending on how much you're putting down with some companies. So I know prices are high, but hey, there's still good deals.
Look at you. It's 400 square feet, Leo.
I'm not going to live in it.
Where are we going to put our clothes?
And then the pugs and everything. I know you've got to fit everything in there. But.
Okay, let's get to our favorite part, which are the bad MLS listings. These are listings that Leo himself has found, and people are really using these to sell their homes. Let's look at our first one here.
The vacuum cleaner.
What is there garbage in the middle of the floor?
A bag of garbage in the middle of the floor. So they couldn't drag it back 3 feet to take the shot.
Oh God!
So that one's just kind of
quite the window, though. That's nice.
It's kind of another building, I guess. But yeah, just move the garbage back.
Just move the garbage, people.
Unnecessary.
It's the other. Oh.
This one's a great shot of the bathroom.
Oh, now I can see somebody's arm.
That is their bathroom shot right there.
Amazing.
Oh man, it looks like a murder may or may not have happened.
There's a little pooch. I always like to throw in the dog shots there.
And put the painting up. That's the least you could do.
Yeah, that's really just showing a picture of the couch.
Yeah.
Then the dog.
So what's for sale? The couch?
So this one is not in Vancouver. This is, I think, Eastern Canada or somewhere in the States. This was the next two are the worst MLS pictures of all time, they're called. I pulled them off a website.
This actually has a body on the... Oh, my Lord.
They're doing tricks. Look, there's a puppy there.
This one is pretty gross.
I don't even want to know.
That one was the worst MLS pic of all time. I think it was on AOL or BuzzBuzz or one of those websites.
Can we look at that again? The dog is the size of his moves.
I think it is also his eHarmony profile shot.
And what is the cord going over the picture? I don't even know what's. And there's a
miniature bench on there. Look at the.
Either the bench is miniature or he's really big. One or the other. That poor dog.
Yeah, it's awful.
Leo, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
As always, if you want to find out more, you can go to Leo's website to find out more about his listings and what's going on in the world of real estate. It's condoleo.ca.